Hey everyone, it's Kerry Ann here from Shabby Art Boutique. I'm in the craft room today and I've got this really sweet little quick project to show you. It's one of the pop-up box cards. This is for the Autumn Whispers collection that I've recently just brought out. And this is a print and make project that goes along with it. So using the same printables, and this is a separate print and make kit to make a cute little box that folds flat. Pop in an envelope to post, and when you pop it out, it pops out to be a cute little pop-up card. It's kind of hard to see because I've got the camera from above. I think you get the picture there, what it looks like. So it's all layered, got all your little pieces in there. It's actually on the back. Let's close it up. There we go. On the back, we've got another little mouse and bow. Plenty of room to write in here. As I said, it folds down nice and flat, just like that, to go into an envelope. So it's a really quick and easy project. All these little pop-up cards are really quick, easy to make. I've actually designed the two panels, so they're all one piece, and that makes it easier just to put them on and then pop in your little flowers and things around it. So a really easy project for people who are new to paper crafting, or even just like, seasoned crafters. It just cuts down your time having to glue all the pieces on if they're a one whole panel. Then there's all the extra little elements. There's 3 pages of elements to cut out to put on there. So I'm going to show you now how I made that and just how quick and easy it is to do. Okay, so let's make a pop-up card. When you've printed out your printables onto your matte photo paper, your very first page is going to look like this, and it's the actual card already designed for you. The front of it has the wood grain on it, and it's got the score lines shown on it. So when you cut that shape out, this is what you'll have. You'll then cut it down the center to make 2 halves. They're exactly the same. Just move that out of the way. Okay, so this is actually going to form your card. The back of it is the backing sheets provided on there, so you print that on the back. So you've got the lovely little gingham check on the back, and then these are the front, which will form the card. So you've got the tabs that will join the 2 pieces together. So it makes it quite a decent size pop-up card. So I've gone ahead and cut all that out for you, and I've scored the lines. You probably can't see it on the video, but there's just a very faint grey line, like across there on both of them, and one for the tab. Now this is optional. On one of them, I've scored all the way across. So I'm going to show you. I can just fold those over now to form the flaps of the card. Okay. So this is what it will look like when I fold all those little bits around. That will form one half of the pop-up card. Okay, so both flaps will fold down. This is the optional bit. On this second one, which is going to be the back of my card, I didn't score right the way along. I only scored just the one side panel. Okay, now the reason I've done that is I want that to form the back of my card. So I'm not sure if this will sort of really look obvious right now, but that's going to glue on there. And this one I'll glue on here, which we'll be doing in a moment. And you see how the back of the card is firm. It's just a straight piece. And that's going to form the backing for all my elements. So it's just a nice look. So that's what I said. It's optional. It just looks nice like that, but you don't have to. You can actually flap that down as well if you want to. Okay. So I have already just folded those. So we'll just get just make them just a little firmer in the creases. This one we've only got the one. Okay. This actually folds pretty well anyway. You don't really have to do that. Now, just before I actually glue those together, I'm just getting my corner punch. There's all different types of these that you can get, but I'm just actually going to just do the corners on those. Just like that little, sorry, get that a little bit out of there. Just like the way it makes that look, using that size. Okay, so that's going to be our front one. I'll go ahead and do these ones. I quite like this wood grain paper. I just think it really goes with the whole autumn forest look. So that's why I thought it would be quite lovely to make our box. So you can see it's not a square one this time. It's more of a rectangle. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and actually glue those little bits, those little tabs. I'll have to squirt it out everywhere. I'm just using a little spreader just to get a nice smooth little amount of glue on there. I'll just do this final little bit. What I like about these cards is I provide all the elements for you, and in this one I've actually provided quite a few different flowers and berries and leaves and things, so it's completely up to you how you choose to decorate it. You can use a lot or a little. There's no right or wrong. Just line that up. There we go. Okay, so we've formed our box. Okay, 3 of the panels on mine, 3 of the flaps fold down, and on mine the back panel stays rigid. Okay, so you can see how it folds flat to post. The little flaps fold back up. So that's our box started. So also, I'll just move that out of shot for a moment. We also have 2 little inserts. They've got little score lines on them. They're on the second page. These are going to form the little supports that we're going to put the little cutouts on. So they're going to go in next. They're just glued in with some white glue as well. And before I do that, I'll just explain about the cutout. So what I've done, so that it's quite easy for people who are new to paper crafting, I've taken away some of the drama of, you know, where to put what. So I've made 2 panels to go on these inserts. One's a bit taller than the other, so it'll sit behind it. So you've got the little tea party in front and you've got mushrooms in behind. And then I've given you, and this is not all the cutouts, this is just the ones I've cut out, some extras so that you can build up the layers with some foam tape and glue. You can put some of them on the fold down flaps if you want to as well. So there's quite a few there to choose from. So as I said, I've just cut some of them out and we're just going to work with those. I might actually need to cut a few more. We'll just see how we go. So I'll just put those aside for the moment and we're going to glue in our little inserts. So I'll just, once again, whoops, put a little bit of white glue on those. Well, you can use whatever glue you like. You might use just the stick glue or clear glue or glue gun. It's up to you how you do it. I'm just going to pop that in there. I've just popped it slightly below the look. It doesn't really matter. You can do it right up to the edge of the card if you want to. Now, can you see how I've just popped that in there? That's going to fold flat and we want to post it. So that's one. I don't know if you can see if it's light enough to see in there. And we're going to put the second one just in beside it, just in there like that. Okay, so I'm just going to whack a bit of glue on there. See, these are really quick cards to make, and if you're making several, they come together really quickly while you've got all your supplies out. And they're just fun to have. You can fold them flat and store them, and then you've got them there if you should need them. Sorry, it's going to make it a bit hard for you to see. I'm just going to just lay it down like this so I can get these in position. It's always hard when you're trying to work and make sure you can see everything on camera as well. Not get your head and your hands in the way. So I do apologise. So I'm just going to fold that flat. It just makes it easier to actually press down and make sure it's glued in position. Okay, so there you go. Got our flaps. We've got our little inserts. So as I said, I've got the 2 first parts of the embellishments done for you as a whole, and I've made them a little bit deeper here, so that the idea is you put a little bit of glue on that little rose, and that will go in like that to your card. I'm just holding it in position for you, but you can sort of get the picture there. That's what's going to look like. And the second one's going to pop in behind it. You see what I was saying before about having the rigid panel behind? It just gives a little background to it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put some glue on those. I won't be a second. Okay, so I'm back. I've just glued in the two pre-made pieces on the inserts. See, you can see in there, they're just glued on. I'll show you from the back. I don't know if you can sort of see in there. They're just glued onto those little inserts. I'm trying to do it off camera. I'm trying not to make the videos too long. I know people don't have a lot of time, but I also want to be able to show you enough that beginners can do it quite easily, and just to show you how quick and easy they are to make. Now, one thing I haven't shown you yet, and that is adding some distressing ink. I don't tend to put a lot on. You probably know that if you've watched a few of my videos. I really like that shabby, pretty pink look, so I don't add a lot of distressing. This one I probably could add a little bit because it is that sort of autumn look, but it's just not my thing. But I know a lot of other people love to have all the distressing on there. I have got an ink that I like to use. It's Kaiser. It's chestnut. It's a really, really light. It's much lighter than the tea dye one that I use, which is the other one I use a lot. Just get a piece of, try that on. This one's nearly run out. I have to get my other one out, but you know, I could just do a little bit of on the edge here, like so. Probably would have been better to do that before I put the little pieces in. But just a very, very light bit of distressing on there. As I said, it's not my thing, but if you really like it, you know, go ahead and do that. And actually, I think it does probably look quite nice here on this autumn one. So none of this is pre-planned today, so I might make some errors along the way. I just thought I'm in the craft room anyway. I may as well put the video on so you can see what I'm doing. So there we go. I've just put a little bit of ink on there. So that's our little mouse tea party. We've got some little mushrooms in behind. In the fussy cuts, I added a couple of little pine cones. There's obviously some leaves, some moths, some roses, just a couple more mushrooms. I think I might put those on the back there. Just bear with me while I sort of work out what I'm going to do. Just want to put something on that back panel just to add some more depth to it. Yeah, I think the pine cones will look nice in there. Will I glue them or will I put them on tape? I think I might actually put them on a little bit of tape. Now, remembering, if you put a lot of tape on the back of things and they get really thick, you're not going to be able to close it as flat. But that doesn't matter. If you're using it as happy mail, then you probably wouldn't. But if you're just giving it as a little card to someone and you're not putting it in an envelope, well, you can make it as bulky as you like. It's not going to matter. Yeah, I think actually that's a good idea to build it out a little bit with the foam tape. Can you see that? I'll put the same on the other one. I'm just using that, the normal, I think it's 3mm foam tape. Now, of course, you don't have to do what I'm doing. You can do whatever you like on yours. You just see them poking out from behind the mushrooms, and I'll put these bigger mushrooms in like so. Remembering when this folds flat, so it's going to fold flat like this to go in your envelope. This, as it is here, fits like that in a standard it's an A5 envelope. So in Australian measurements, that would be 15 centimetres by 21. So it's an A5. So you don't want to go too far. Don't extend it too far past the edge here, or it's not going to fit in one of those standard envelopes. Of course, you can make your own envelope if you want to. So some of these, I don't even put them in an envelope. I just like to give them as a gift to someone. Tie a pretty ribbon around it and it's ready to open. Okay, I'm going to pop that little one in there, just extend it just a little bit. So I'm just going to put the glue on the actual stem of it. Like so. I just want that to extend up past the other mushrooms in front of it just a little bit. There we go. I've got another little one here. Might pop that up on a little bit of tape. Just put that tape behind the mushroom cap. So you're not going to see a lot of this. It just adds a little bit more depth behind your mushrooms. I might put that just there like so. Okay, I wonder if I can put a little bit of, come here, little leaves. What I might do is you can use foam tape to build up in the back of them. So I've used a bit of tape to put it in behind that little one. I can add a little bit of extra layering there. I might put it on this side behind the mushroom. So in that case, move that aside. Just going to cut a little bit more tape. So I've got a few pieces to work with. Ready to go. Right, use that thinner piece. So I'm going to put that behind the mushroom panel. So I'm going to put the tape on the front of it, like that. You always have to be a bit careful if it's a bit of stickiness. I've been caught before, I've done this before, if you get that bit off, so it doesn't stick to something else that's behind it. I did that before and I opened up the card the next day and it was all stuck together inside. There we go. So I just kind of made that little bit of tape fit the little bit of brown leaves, and I'm going to put these in. Oh, I hope you can see me how I'm doing this. Like so, on the back of the mushroom panel. The foam tape just holds it out a bit more just to give it a little bit more dimension. So we're building that up. I've got quite a few more things to put in. I might just do this little front panel first, I think, so I can see where I'm going. So for that, there was another little mushroom element in there. In the printable there are, I can't remember how many now. I think there's about 12 little sentiments. So there's 3 or 4 that are just plain that you can write on. And then the other ones, they're just your usual ones. Oh, I don't know where it is now. Let me see if I can reach up and grab it. There was just things on there that said, congratulations, a gift for you, get well soon, hello autumn, a few things like that. So they're just big enough that you can put on here to put your sentiment on there, but don't forget you do have room on the back to write your message. So I think I'll do that first so I know where I'm at with all my flowers. I'm just going to glue that in place. Now I'm going to let that extend above that a little bit, because when that folds in, it'll fold in like that. So it doesn't matter if it does extend past it a little bit, but I think it'll look nicer when it's open. And you can see it's sticking up a little bit. It's just that whole dimension thing. So I'm going to be careful not to put glue on the very top of it there. So I will just glue this bottom bit. They're all the little tips, you know, that you learn as you go along. You make those mistakes and you know never to make them again when you've done them once. And obviously I've been crafting for a great many years, so I've made all the mistakes that you can make. I still make mistakes, but they're the little things that you learn as you go along not to do. Put that to the side there like that. There's no glue extending past there, no. Okay. Now the little sentiment I will build up on some tape. I just cut a couple of bits before. Are they not too thick? Nope, they're fine. Okay. If you don't have tape, look, it doesn't matter. You don't have to add the dimension that way. You can just glue them straight on. It's still going to look lovely. I'll just line that up with the gingham check so it looks good. Actually, before I do, Kerry, add a little bit of colour to that. That's one thing that does stand out a bit more if it's got a little bit of colour on the side. There we go. See, that would have been a mistake. There we go. That's just popped up. Can you see that popped up on the tape? I don't think I'll get that one in, but I can certainly pop that in for some more dimension. Oh yeah, I can. And perhaps put a rose in there maybe. Yeah, I will. So what I'm going to do on that, because I'm going to stick that bit down, I'm just going to bend up the leaves a little bit so they've got a bit more dimension. Can you see what I've done there? I've just bent them up a little bit, and I'll just put the glue on the actual rose. Slide that in there. See, so the leaves just stick up a little bit. And this little leaf, I do want that to, when you make these leaves, this is a quick little tip. Let me find my stylus. If you've got one of these, a stylus, you can, when you're cutting them out, if you just lightly score in the veins of your leaves, you can then bend them up to make them have a bit more shape. I really don't know if you can see that on there, but it just gives it that bit more dimension. That's what makes things look interesting, having that dimension in them. I'm just going to add a bit of glue just in the middle there. So I don't want those leaves to be flat. I want them to actually stand up. All right, I'll just hold that in there while it dries. So that's our little front flap I've just done there. And when we fold it to nail it, it all folds in nice like that. So I've still got quite a few little pieces in here. And I've got a few extras I haven't cut yet. So I'm just going to turn the camera off a second. I'm going to have a play around with these. You don't need to sit there and watch me do that. That's just quite boring. But I'll come back and show you how it looks when I get it finished. It won't be a second. Okay, I've come back. I've just put those few little things on there. To open up. It's very hard to show when I'm doing it, filming from above. But so that's the front of our box. I've just layered all those little elements in. I actually just a moment ago popped in 3 little sequins as well, just to give it a little bit of sparkle on there. I'm sure if you can see that. On the side, there was another little mouse in the cutout, so I decided to cut out, and I put a tiny little bit of glimmer dust on there. That's just the Deco Art Glamour dust. It's honestly, it's just the tiniest little sprinkle. Just so she's got a little bit of sparkle. She does have a tutu on, and I did the same for the other little mouse just in the back. Actually, you can probably see the glue's not even dry yet. It's just a little sprinkle there. I've layered in the flowers. You can see there I've layered. Oh, and the back. There was also that little mouse and an extra little bow. I didn't use all the printables that I gave you. I just used a few of them. I mean, it's already such a busy design, but I just thought that's really pretty. There's enough room there still to write a little message. There was 2 moths in there, so I just layered them and glued them on the other little panel. So as you can see, it's quite easy to fold flat. You just fold that in first, fold those all up, and it folds fairly flat to go in an envelope. But it's just so pretty and interesting. Whoops. To have out on a dresser or on a mantle or something for someone's birthday, or you could use any of the different sentiments on there. So I think, yeah, it's quite cute. I'm quite happy with how that came out. It is busy, but it's just the forest design, I guess. It's meant to be busy. Okay. So that's it. It was really quick and easy. I think you can see there that even though everything wasn't done on camera, there's no point showing you all the time-consuming things of just sticking little things on. That's all personal taste. It's up to you how you want to do that, how busy you want to make it. But they are really quick and easy little projects too. Honestly, you do them in half an hour max, and they're done. So this listing is now in my Etsy store. It's called the Autumn Whispers pop-up box card. It's in the print and make section, so you can just go straight to the print and make section and you'll find that. But yeah, a fun little Autumn Whispers print and make project to work on. So if you enjoy these tutorials, please subscribe down below so you don't miss future ones. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.